YouTube, it's Rico, man, and I'm back with another video, man. Y'all see what we got going on. We got part 2 of New York's deadly gang war, Crips versus GDs. So y'all already know what time it is, man. Brand new to the channel, or you've been watching videos on the channel, but for some reason not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now. Also, don't forget to tell your friends and family about our channel, and hopefully they become supporters of the channel, help us on the grind of 5K. Also, don't forget to leave a like and comment on this video to help this video get recommended to a larger audience of people. Other than that, man, y'all know what time it is, so let me start the screen record. That started, and we starting this video now. Oops, did the wrong thing, y'all, so hold on. All right, guys, I'm back, but let me start the screen record. That started, and starting the video now.
GDK, you not saying I'm Choke. You ain't saying I'm Blicky K. You saying I'm GDK, fool. Niggas is from New York. Niggas are not thinking about niggas from Chicago and thinking about niggas from your city. Niggas is thinking about niggas from here.
In fact, funnily enough, even Jay Rich from Moving Gang says that he doesn't drop the GDK rates. His reasoning is because he says he has respect for the other people who built the drill scene all around the US, some of whom are GDs, suggesting that this beef between the Crips and the GDs is indeed a new thing.
All this Crip and folk shit going on right now, that's some new shit right now. That whole beef shit, all the older G's can tell you that's some new shit right now. Feel me? I was fucking with mad G's though. I fuck with G's, I fuck with mad bloods. Like, I don't drop mix on my video. But at the end of the day, some of my homies, you feel me, that really put on, that really did their thing, is G, you feel me? Like,
hell, at a certain point, the GDK movement picked up so much steam in New York, even the city's rat infestation were throwing GDK.
oh, why you wildin'?
Hey, he called my man's a rat infestation. He funny as hell.
So, with clownery like this going on, it's no wonder that GDs all over the United States have come out to say that New York's GDK movement is wrong, when there's literally no reason to start needless beef with GDs outside of the state. But for the people who are involved in the events that unfolded between these two groups, their hatred of the ops runs so deep that they're truly ready to bang GDK to the ground. So now that we fully understand the city's gang culture and have become bona fide New York drillologists, let's take a closer look at some of the insane and deadly drama that's unfolded between these two groups over the years and see how this deadly war played out in the streets of New York.
If you're selling your home, check out UpNest, a free service that lets you find a great agent and save big.
Oh man, what's going on?
The long battle between the Crips and GDs in New York is bloody, violent, and shocking. It's kind of ironic that we started this video referencing the classic New York City gangsters from back in the day, because in the modern day, the G's in the streets of New York are in many ways much more brutal than their old school mafioso counterparts. For example, consider this grisly incident. In 2016, when a man who is said to have been connected to Bobby Shmurda's GS9 gang was found drowned wearing a pair of cement shoes.
The body that washed ashore Monday.
Yeah, I heard about this situation in the Trap Geek video, so this situation I know about already and stuff, how that pretty much was a botched thing that happened, because his body pretty much appeared back at the top of the water and stuff, because if you do it the right way, a person's body ain't supposed to float back up if they cemented his feet the right way and stuff like that, because he ultimately supposed to be weighed down to the very bottom of the water and pretty much stay there. But for whatever reason, it was done wrong, and it pretty much filled up with air and water and stuff, so it pretty much made him float back to the top, which it wasn't supposed to. So whoever did that pretty much botched it. But let's continue on.
In Sheepshead Bay has been identified as 28-year-old Peter Martinez. He was reportedly in the G Stone Crips crew, the gang infamously linked to the incarcerated rapper Bobby Shmurda. Martinez was not stabbed or shot, but bound and his feet cemented before being thrown into the city waters.
Now, fun fact, this is actually the only time that this method of execution has been recorded as used in American crime history. For real, like the actual mafia back in the day didn't have the balls to do shit this brutal. Or perhaps maybe they know better than to try and drown someone wearing cement shoes, because it turns out this is actually a really bad way to get rid of a body. In this case, the deceased man actually floated back to the surface despite the cement boots. Because that concrete wasn't given enough time to set, it eventually got oxygen in it, causing the deceased man to float back to the surface. So if there's any real gangsters watching, next time stick to using pigs.
The best thing to do is feed them to pigs.
Now look, that's just one example of how extreme things can get in the streets of New York City. Now look, whilst the individual that was drowned in that incident was connected to the GS9 Crips, that slaying actually isn't anything to do with the story. But it is an example of just how real things can get in the streets of New York when you are connected to the gang life. But if we take a closer look at the feud that went on between the GDs and the Crips in this story, we can see that in the modern day, a lot of the beef between these two groups has been escalated by music, drill music. Nowadays, since his passing, it's very easy to point at Pop Smoke and single him out as the anointed king of Brooklyn drill. And sure, Pop Smoke certainly did the most to bring New York drill music to the center of popular music, but the people in New York who created the Brooklyn drill sound as we know it today is 22Gs and the Blickies. Hell, in 2017, before Pop Smoke had spat his single far into the microphone, the Blickies were just chilling on their spot, belting out the ad-libs that would later make Pop Smoke famous.
Hold on, what you just do? Do it again. What that mean? Let the people know.
But aside from being able to simply make the noise, the Blickies were actually the first in New York to pioneer the trend of using UK drill beats in their songs. So originally, Bobby Shmurda and the GS9 Crips were the first rappers from Brooklyn to start speaking and rapping honestly about the gang life they...
See, this is why I like watching videos like this, because at the end of the day, it gives you information that you probably didn't know. Like, I didn't know that pretty much 22Gs and them was the ones that started the UK drill bass type, not bass, but the UK type, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much they was influenced by the UK first, so they started a UK type of music first and stuff in New York. Then Pop Smoke and them came along and started and just took it further and stuff and got more popular and stuff like that. So that's why I said, man, I like reacting to these type of videos so they give me some information that I didn't know before. So shout out to y'all that be requesting me to react to these videos and stuff. But other than that, man, let's continue on.
They were living, but they were mainly using Meat Mill type beats, nothing super.
Also, this video probably gonna be about 10-15 minutes, cause this is a hour and 24-minute long video. So I already told y'all from part 1 that I'm gonna break videos like this down into parts and stuff, cause 1, it takes a lot of space up on my phone and to edit and upload and stuff like that, and 2, the videos that's long always take a long time to upload to YouTube. So if you were a brand new YouTuber, make sure you remember this, that longer videos take longer time to upload no matter what kind of internet you got. It always been like that. So if you want to make sure you able to upload a lot more faster and stuff like that with less editing and all of that included, then make sure you try to break these type of videos down into smaller parts. But some people can do it, but me right now, I'm just not gonna do it just because it's already so much content in one video and not everybody is gonna stay for the full video. So I'd rather break it down into parts so that way everybody will pretty much, with every time I upload parts, will basically have watched the full video at the end of the day, and they can watch them and however way they want to watch them and stuff like that. So pretty much, other than that, let's continue on.
Original. It was only when 22Gs, Nas Blicky, and Nico Suave combined rapping greasy New York gang shit over a UK drill beat that the Brooklyn drill sound was truly born for the first time. And this was on the track Blicky, or Go Nowhere Without My Damn Blicky. Now look, this track doesn't sound like one of the more polished UK drill sounded beats that you would hear today from a top drill producer like Ghosty or Chris Rich. No, Blicky sounds a lot more basic, much more akin to an early UK drill song from back in the days of 2015-16, when British drill producers were still trying to find their signature sound. In fact, in 2016, New York's Blicky perfectly mirrored the kind of UK drill beat you would hear in London in 2015. So, Blicky got things started as far as the Brooklyn drill scene is concerned.
I still like the beats though, even from earlier on in the time frame that they talking about. They still sound good to me, but other than that, let's continue.
But the game would truly change when 22Gs released his follow-up track, Suburban. which very quickly became his biggest song to date. The track's all about jumping out of black Suburban, shooting at your ops. It features specific disses to their ops, the 8-tray Crips, with lyrics saying that they're clipping them trays. Now, this song was a huge look for 2TGs, but the Brooklyn drill scene was still very much in its infancy. The war between the Crips and the GDs was still going on in the streets, but this was the first time that it had truly made its way to wax. From here, it would take close to a year for the GD's ops to actually fully get in on the music hustle, but when they did, they would make a big splash. And eventually, in March 2017, Crick rapper Young Costamano and S550 dropped the track Folk in the Trunk, a track all about throwing folk, or GDs, into the trunk of your whip. A track naturally littered with many GDK ad-libs and hand signs, and direct disses to their GD op NDK. The music video for Folk in the Trunk also allegedly included numerous locations on the GD op block of Ebbets Field, where these guys filmed themselves rapping and pretending to have actual folk in the trunk. Now, it was this track, Folk in the Trunk, that truly started the GDK movement in Brooklyn, giving the Crips, or just any rapper that had a problem with the GDs in New York, an outlet through drill music to apply pressure to their ops. In fact, as time went on, the GDK movement picked up so much steam, the NYPD eventually joined, and they started pulling up on GD turf, playing Folk in the Trunk, just to troll the blickies.
Oh, you look at it. You jail for that, bro. They crazy. Yeah, bro. Hoop, you hear that? You hear that song?
And so,
hey man, the police ain't got no chill, and they actually been doing stuff like this, man. Cause if you go look in Chicago and stuff, they done had Chicago PD out late at night playing Lil JoJo BDK and stuff like that. They've been doing this stuff, so they basically politicking to start shit, cause they know when you got rival gangs listening to op music, or they hear somebody listen to op music or whatever the case is, it's gonna draw attention. So they're gonna be like, all right, who's that? Then once they look up and see that it's Chicago police or whatever police, etc., they're gonna be like, oh yeah. So they pretty much trolling and try to get us to start something. But a good thing we look first and be able to peep who it was that was doing it. So they pretty much trying to get motherfuckers to slip up at the end of the day and be like, oh yeah, now y'all done shot at the police, so now we got a reason to either shoot and kill y'all or arrest y'all, etc. So y'all gotta look at stuff like this, man. They be politicking and they definitely know what they doing. They very smart about what the hell they doing. They trying to catch people up and stuff. They trying to get people to commit some crimes and stuff, not realizing that it was actually the police the whole time that was trolling them and not the ops for real. So it's police that's actually out here doing that type of stuff, man, and they literally look at it as a joke and stuff, man, which is crazy. So they know what they be doing, man. Yet they supposed to be out here protecting and serving the country and the law and all that, but yet they doing stuff like this, trying to rile people up and stuff to commit crimes and stuff like that, man. All of this plays a role in how they operate for sure, man. So don't y'all be sleep on stuff like this. Y'all gotta get woke and be looking out for stuff like this, man. They definitely trying to set people up. Other than that, let's continue on.
So at this point, with all of the attention the Brooklyn drill tracks were beginning to get, it was only natural that more rapping Crips decided to throw their hats into the ring and start dissing GDs on drill songs too. Most notably was, of course, Sheff G, who came through in April 2017 with his first song, 4 Damn Racks. This came along with a music video showing many members of the Moving Gang, showcasing just how much they hate GDs by dropping numerous rakes in the video. Yes, there's plenty of upside-down pitchfork hand signs symbolizing that everybody in this video is indeed a GD killer, especially this one white dude in the background who's dropping those rakes a little too enthusiastically. Calm down, Simon, you don't want the GDs catching you lacking in Whole Foods now, do you? Anywho, setting aside all of the rakes that these Crips were dropping with their hands, Sheff G decided to take it to the next level by literally beating the shit out of an actual rake in the video. Hey, fuck that rake, I heard he was Leaf K. Hey, at least we know Sideshow Bob's GDK now. Anywho, between Young Costamado, Sheff G, and the NYPD, the GDK movement was picking up big steam in New York. Naturally, the rise of the GDK movement would eventually make its way back to the GDs themselves, and eventually, when Mel's TV caught up with the Blickies for a hood vlog, they themselves acknowledged the rise of GDK, but suggested that everybody was just riding the wave for clout.
It's GDK. I need to know when this shit started, though. Like, G shit, when did this shit started, my nigga? Free my guys, man, who got locked up 2012, my nigga.
Nobody was GDK then.
Funnily enough, they also called out young Costumaro, saying that they filmed Spoke in the Trunk right at the edge of their hood, and that they wouldn't have the balls to come and film it right here on this spot where they're standing right now.
Do you see where we chill at, bro? Come shoot the music video right here. We're gonna go all the way on the other side.
Oh, somebody shot.
Hey, come on, bro. Coming over here, I don't know, at 5, 6 in the morning, I don't know. In the morning.
The nigga that made Folk in the Trunk, I bet you he would have never did it right here. I ain't gonna hold
You know where you at, nigga.
Come try to shoot that shit right here.
We
Obviously, beat the shit out his ass.
So, the beef between the Blickies and the Crips made its way to music and got popping. The GDK movement was picking up steam, and the GDs weren't too happy about it either. But at this point, unfortunately, just when his team needed him the most, the Blicky general himself and pioneer of the Brooklyn sound, 22Gs, would end up getting locked up for months on serious charges, not even in the state of New York. In a case that seemed so insane that nobody with a brain in their head thought that 22Gs would ever see the outside of a prison cell, ever.
See, that's another thing I didn't know about 22Gs, man. Yeah, stuff like that be happening in the streets. You'll catch cases all over the damn place, and sometimes it might not even be in your home state if you pretty much traveling around and stuff, doing stuff. Other than that, let's continue on.
On Sunday, 29th of May, 2017, 22Gs was in Miami for Memorial Day weekend. He'd landed there a few days earlier to play the Coast to Coast live music showcase. Now, allegedly, 22Gs was on Ocean Drive, standing on the curb trying to guide an acquaintance of his who was trying to parallel park a white BMW 5 Series with New York plates into a tight spot. Now, apparently, this spot was just too small for the car, and they ended up bumping a Buick that was nearby numerous times. Now, apparently, the owner of the vehicle that was bumped by 22Gs' friend was standing across the street and saw all of this happen. So he came over with his friend and decided to confront 22Gs. At this point, the driver of the car leaned out and told the owner of the Buick and his friend to, quote, step the fuck back. It was then alleged that the driver passed a handgun to 22Gs after he climbed into the passenger seat whilst this conversation was going on. This confrontation between these two sets of men quickly escalated into an argument, and the confrontation ending, allegedly, with 22Gs firing that gun twice, hitting the owner of the car in the back and killing him, and hitting his friend in the leg, leaving him injured. Now, 22Gs and the driver immediately fled the scene of the murder.
Damn, I ain't know all that for sure. That's crazy.
But at this point, the police had already been called and managed to catch up with the white BMW only a minute later at Alton Road and 2nd Street. From here, a high-speed chase ensued, which ended in a crash at the corner of 5th Street and Alton Road. After the crash, the cops opened fire, killing the driver and then taking 22Gs into custody. With the raucous arrest even being caught on video and the news reporting extensively on this insane crime scene.
Sunday night, an argument over a parking spot left one man dead. It led to a confrontation with police, leaving a second man killed. Investigators say it started at the 200 block of Ocean Drive. 19-year-old Jeffrey Alexander allegedly shot and killed 30-year-old Ladarian Tyrell Phillips of Homestead. Alexander then fled to Alton Road and 6th Street with his 3 friends, say police, one of whom died after being shot by the cops. Alexander is now charged with 1 count of second-degree murder and attempted second-degree murder. Another one of Alexander's victims survived the shooting and is now home from the hospital.
Police say Alexander fired several shots, hitting the Buick driver in the leg and fatally striking the other man in the back. The BMW then crashed into 2 police cars several blocks away. 2 officers fired at the car, killing one of the 4 men inside. 3 others were arrested, including Alexander.
Wild. So, 22Gs caught an instant murder charge in Miami, and as a result, he was sat in jail out of New York awaiting further development. This meant the GDs were lacking their most talented and clouted musical act, but thankfully they at least tried to continue releasing music without 22 actually being present. There was some music he'd recorded before he went away, like the track Invest in a Ratchet, the music video of which was filmed a week before 22 was arrested, a music video which featured a hilarious sequence where 22Gs chases a camera that's driving away from him at the end. It features some of that raw footage from the Miami arrest, and even a phone recording from 22 himself while he was still sat in that Miami jail.
I know what's up. They got me in this bum-ass jail shit, and I ain't do shit. Shout out to all the fans and shit, though. Subscribe to that Blicky Boys ENT.
But meanwhile, back in Ebbets Field, Breezy Blicky, Nick Blicky, and Nas Blicky dropped their song Different Type of Time, a track which naturally This Is Jay Rich and the other.
Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna end the video right here, man. This is the end of part 2, man. I will be back soon with part 3. But other than that, man, if you guys enjoyed this reaction video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're brand new, man. And I'm going to see y'all later on with more videos. And don't forget to tell your friends and family about our channel. Hopefully they become supporters while we're on around the 5K. Other than that, man, I'm going to see y'all later on. Peace.